Audiobooks. Let's talk. For many readers, listening to an audiobook can really bring a story to life. For students with no vision or low vision, or with learning disorders like dyslexia, the ability to ear read can be a game changer.
This book has definitely changed my opinion on audiobooks.
I like audiobooks.
We asked students some key questions about audiobooks. Why do you like audiobooks?
I like it because it's faster than when I read on print.
Faster pacing, and depending on the voice of the audiobook, I'll really like it. When it's late at night and I just want to read and I want the lights off, I like an e-reader. For like a day when my eyes are really tired, I like audiobooks.
I like listening to audiobooks because I can listen to books that I can't read by myself.
I can listen to them like on travel. I can listen to them in bed. I can listen to them on my free time during the day.
And I find reading text in my head pretty difficult and challenging. And hearing the words out loud helps me comprehend the book better.
What makes a good narrator?
If they can somehow make the AI have at least a few different ranges of voice and like actual emotion, then I'll be happy with it, but most of the time I prefer actual people.
It's easier for me to tell characters by their voice rather than their name. Like, I can memorize a name, but having a distinct voice can definitely help me understand which character is talking.
His voice, a whisper, just like, imagine if this was your mom. He walked out of the kitchen, leaving me standing there, stunned.
You would prefer someone, a real human, to read because it sounds better. There's probably going to be better detail.
Some narrators, which I really like, they say the line, the character's line that they are portraying, with emotion.
The window shattered spectacularly, and I stood there, bouncing on my toes, grinning.
How do you really feel about audiobooks?
I have multiple times during the week or even the day where I can just sit down and enjoy that book, and it makes my day.
I feel like books are like an escape to another reality, and more so audiobooks, because you can just close your eyes and listen, and it's easier to imagine yourself in this fictional world, and I find it very relaxing and fun.
Venus told me something.
It's very much helped me with reading because the past years I barely read anything, but my reading has definitely increased massively.
I'd say you should give audiobooks a chance. Even if you've never read an audiobook, listened to an audiobook before, or maybe you don't like reading that much.
I used to tell everyone, I hate reading. Now that I've started again, I've noticed I kind of have a passion for listening to audiobooks again, which I thought I would never say.
There are huge rewards to be found by listening to audiobooks in the classroom. Audiobooks can fill comprehension gaps for some students and help them keep pace with their peers in class discussions. We asked educators about the value of audiobooks in the classroom. What are some benefits of audiobooks?
Listening to an audiobook provides the same benefits as reading a print book. It activates the same centers of their brain, so it helps a lot with comprehension, because if you're listening, you can find out what's happening in the story, you're making the predictions, you're visualizing it in your head. All of those come from either listening to a story or reading a print book. It also helps if you have, for example, if you have the book in front of you and you're listening to it, it helps with the decoding piece and how letters are pronounced, how words are pronounced. Another really big benefit, they can still participate in the conversations, they can participate in class, and they're working on their comprehension skills at the same time. So by listening to them, they're up at the same level.
How do audiobooks fit into the big picture?
Fairness is not sameness. That idea that everyone gets what they need is critical. We want all of our students to maximize their learning potential. And for some students, their learning style is auditory, so that when they can access a book auditorially, that's when they do their best learning. But the more options we have, then the more we can personalize it to meet our students' needs.
Even when we put audiobooks or we put things in a digital format, it's still not going to be perfect for everybody. But I think if we start to kind of set our standard as the highest possible accessibility format that we can come up with, then it's going to be reaching a much broader area of the population. That is equity and inclusivity, right? It's giving everybody what they need to be able to achieve their potential and to be able to participate meaningfully.
What are some teacher tips for audiobooks?
I make sure the book I choose for a novel study is available as an audiobook or ebook too, so that every student in the class can read in the format that works best for them, and everybody can join in the discussion.
I really rely on our librarian to help find books that fit the curriculum in different formats, so my students have a choice. Nobody's left out.
I set up a listening station where students, even in older grades, can go to read with an audiobook of their choice to reinforce the idea of reading for pleasure, not just something to work at.
Looking for some awesome audiobooks? Check out the Accessible Books Bank. Go to bookcenter.ca/books. Scroll down on the left to Format. Select Audiobook. And presto, you'll find a list of great Canadian audiobooks to explore. Happy ear reading!